Hello, everyone. Welcome to the 3DXL podcast. My name is Ray. Alongside me, as always, is the former unavailable try again / I hate Diablo 4 / I'm podcasting, the man, the myth, the legend, D. D, how you doing, brother?
Why do you call me the former unavailable try again? I mean, that is still my tag on some things, but Jesus, I don't know why you make
Well,
it.
it's
Why
like
you do
I know
that?
you prefer the name D, so that's how I'm trying to help out people who still call you that unavailable. I know you prefer that name, so I'm trying to help you out here. But
Uh,
Yeah, it is Labor Day weekend, but before we jump into the prediction show, we had some breaking news earlier today. AEW announced that Phil Brooks, aka CM Punk, was terminated effective immediately. Tony Khan thanked Punk for his contributions and was his decision to fire Punk after he was consoled to do so. So Punk is all done with All Elite Wrestling. Shame had to go this route, but it was the right call for Tony and his company. To me, I mean, honestly, it's an addition by subtraction. It finally ends a silly brand split as well. But, I mean, my thoughts overall with this dude, he should never have came back. Honestly, they should not let him back into the locker room. It was just issue after issue. It was the same guy. I know you and Sean Ross kept saying it's the same common denominator. It's like to the point where like, when do we finally get rid of this dude? And like, but I'm glad Tony finally put his foot down here. He had a lot of balls coming out doing this prior to Chicago at Collision and All Out, but it was the right thing to do overall due to them not getting false expectations of expecting Punk to be there. So ballsy for him to do that, even ballsier for him to come out and actually talk to the crowd, man, because he came out to a choir of boos. They booed this man unmercifully, but rightfully so. He did kind of create, cause this issue. But overall, I'm just glad this is over with. We can finally put it behind us and just move on because I was just done with this dude. But your thoughts, Steve?
I mean, I'm gonna have to disagree with you on why they let him back into the locker room. I mean, everybody was wrong in that first All Out last year and Brawl Out or whatever they called it. So, I mean, if you were gonna let the Elite come back, then you had to let him come back too. The only one who shouldn't have been back was Ace Steel
That's true.
because he was going around biting people, but I mean, it's just unfortunate that this is how it ended. You would have thought that he would have learned his lesson, and it's kind of it. The only thing that struck me was the way that it was worded, saying that he had to worry about the safety of everybody on the roster. Which I've never taken Punk to be one of those people who you had to fear for your safety, but there must be a lot that we don't know behind the scenes.
Yeah.
So, I mean, it just is what it is. I was tired of talking about the negativity of him anyway. I'm just sad that this is how it goes. I was hoping that he could have done something, put some younger talent over, help some people out. But it is what it is.
Yeah, it is what it is, but at least we can kind of move on from this, and I don't think, hopefully, we don't have to talk about this dude anymore. I mean, the question was coming up whether what was next for Punk, and some people are speculating he may go back to WWE. I don't know if WWE would want him in their locker room, but I mean, we'll see what happens. Only time will tell. But I guess now you can start the conversations of him being number 30 at the Royal Rumble. But anyway.
Well, you got to put it like this: WWE didn't want him back before AEW got him, so why would they want him now?
Very true, I guess. Oh, well, money talks, but we'll see.
Fox is the one who wanted him when he did that backstage stuff. WWE didn't want him, and they let him go right after. They didn't fight to try to keep him. They didn't try to get him on the roster. They weren't worried about it. So,
I mean, we'll see.
This just might be it for Punk and wrestling.
Well, they haven't said as far as what's going to happen with him or how long, if they're going to pay out his contract and let him sit at home. Who knows what's going to happen? We'll probably get more details, but you can get all the details online on Twitter. You can follow Sean Ross Sapp, Brian Alvarez. Don't follow Dave Meltzer. You can follow, as far as these guys, there are some great pay sites that you can get some information, so more details likely to follow. But now that we had that out the way and no longer have to talk about CM Punk, let's just get into the prediction show. So, first up for the 0 hour, this one is this was Athena, Mercedes Martinez, and Diamante going against Hikaru Shida, Willow Nightingale, and Sky Blue for the pre-show. I mean, it was kind of a random throw-in my opinion. There's no odds at the moment. I believe as far as I picked Shida, Sky Blue, and Willow to win this one, and the only reason I picked them is because Sky Blue is on that team, and I assume they probably want to give the hometown girl a win, but That's my pick. Who do you got, D?
Well, I just want to start off this by saying that my picks are not based in logic or storyline or anything like that. Mine is just who I want to win because with All Out, I mean, with All In being last week, I'm just. So this is just me picking with, heart and fandom. And I'm going with Athena, Mercedes Martinez, and Diamante because I like that group of women.
Yeah, I know exactly what D means. I'm a little. I mean, we just finished up with Payback, and I'm a little rusted off to be honest. So, right, but that was one of the 4 matches that got to add on in 24 hours. But this match is kind of a whatever match in my opinion.
These are like thrown together pay-per-views, so
yeah.
it was just
All right. Next up, we have is the over the budget charity battle royale in the 0 hour. The stipulation here is the winner gets or gives 50,000 to charity of their choice. They haven't officially announced any people in this battle royale, but your guess is as good as mine. Who's going to win? I think likely the one person that's probably going to stick out here is who was it as far as the other Chicago guy? Colt Cabana was my pick. You see what I mean? I mean, I don't care. I mean, I'm not gonna dog on this due to the fact that it's for charity and for a good cause, but don't really care as far as who wins this. But sadly, I'm wondering if the wrestlers are aware that they're gonna have to give this to charity and not keep the 50K. But any thoughts on who might win this?
Me.
Okay, who you can give it to the charity?
Me.
The Unavailable Trigon Foundation. I got you.
Yep.
Okay. All right. Well, I mean, seriously, as far as anybody you would like to see in this battle royale?
Me.
Oh my god!
I don't understand about
this. Right. Okay. D's picking himself. All right. Okay. Well, I guess move on to the next match because this honestly, it doesn't. Really, I mean, it's nice that what they're doing, but this doesn't really. I mean, I don't care for this match to be honest. But
yeah, no, I don't. It doesn't have anything to. They have put out nothing. Seems like it's just something that's thrown on there. So, I have no idea where to start. Who's hurt? Who's not? Who's coming back? You have just no idea what's going on. So there's just nobody really to pick. Well, I could put names in a hat and pick them out. That's about it.
Probably what they're gonna do. But anyway, the final match for 0 hour, we did have as far as we had Dennis Rodman that came out in Collision. And I believe the oddities, of course, Jared, Saddam Singh, and Jay Leto, all came out with, and then I think they were going to attack Rodman after Rodman. I don't know, it was a choke slam or what it was that he tried to do to, as far as Sanjay Dutt, but the Acclaim come out for the assist. Now that pretty much set up the Acclaim and Daddy Ass to go against Jared, Saddam Singh, and Jay Leto for the AEW Trios Championship. No odds here. It's too early. I mean, that's kind of weird that they put them on the pre-show, but obviously the Acclaim aren't going to lose here. So I got.
You know what I just realized?
What?
Jeff Jarrett has another fucking title match.
The great ain't I great, bro?
Didn't he just win the Texas Chainsaw title or whatever the fuck that dumb shit was called?
I mean, he got the win, brother.
Then he had a bunch of tag team title matches before that, and now he gets a trios match. I like Jeff Jarrett, but jeez.
I get you. Now that doesn't make sense why he keeps constantly getting as far as why he constantly keeps being in the title picture, but I think he puts on good matches. He's a great worker, in my opinion.
Not saying that he's not.
Throwback, but no, I know, but you're 100% correct. I don't know why he's in the title picture at all time, but whatever. I guess they kind of what happened to the Briscoe brother? As far as I think he got hurt, right?
He's hurt, yeah.
Okay, that was weird. Like
Marcus hurt.
On. That's a shame, but I guess that was the final match. And who did you have on this one?
The Acclaim.
Yeah, I mean the belts are hideous. the new trios belts are horrible, but I'm wondering how long they're going to hold on to these belts. Probably at least by Full Gear, no?
I mean, they gave them new title belts, so you have to think it's going to be a while. Because I'm sure they're selling like hotcakes. They got to be selling a bunch of those title belts.
Yeah. I mean, with the scissors at the end.
Yeah, they're selling a bunch of those. I'm sure they are.
I mean, well, this is kind of like I mean, I like the Acclaim. I don't know if this should have been used here. Honestly, they should have swapped this match for the Joe and Shane Taylor match. In my opinion, I think that this belongs on the main
Nah, I'm
card.
happy that Shane Taylor's getting on the card. He deserves it. I like Shane Taylor a lot.
Well, I guess this is a way to kind of get people to get buy the paper because they're going to need all the help they can
Yeah.
get. The buys are probably going to be low, so maybe having the Acclaim in 0 hour might help them increase the pay per view buys. Anyway, well, transitioning to the pay per view, the first match of the night, we do have Luchasaurus, Kirsten Cage, the TNT champion, going against Darby Allin. Here we do have Luchasaurus at a minus 150 favorite, with Darby being the plus 110. It's essentially a pick'em.
How?
I mean, I don't know.
How is Darby a pick'em against Luchasaurus?
Oh, you think he's gonna? Well, I mean, it is the first match added to All Out. Initially, this was like weeks ago. That was the first add-on. Darby.
No, I just mean Darby's little ass is that. How? How the fuck is it a pick'em between him and Luchasaurus?
I mean, it should be a heavier favor towards Luchasaurus because Darby did admit he is banged up and admitted to spinal issues. Like I mean, he's beat up. I'm surprised the dude's even able to walk. But I have Luchasaurus winning here. Who you got?
I went with Luchasaurus because I want him to win. Don't know if he is going to win, but that's who I want to win. Because I want to see more of Christian Cage, as he said today. He missed his opportunity to talk about Nick Wayne's mom.
Is that the next feud, Christian Cage and Nick Wayne? I would love to see that.
I don't know, but he damn sure was talking about he missed his opportunity to talk to Nick Wayne's mother.
I mean, if for those of you who have not seen Nick Wayne's mother, like, goddamn, I don't blame him, to be honest. But I don't know where they're going to... who knows what's going to happen now? I don't know where they're going to go with this. And how long before there's issues between Luchasaurus and Christian Cage? Like, to me, right now, Christian Cage is kind of making that TNT belt slightly relevant, in my opinion. And I just love Christian Cage overall. But when does Luchasaurus turn on Christian Cage, in your opinion?
When Edge comes in.
Man, Adam's coming in pretty soon, right? I mean, they have that money now with CM Punk being gone, but
yeah.
I mean, there's rumblings of Edge showing up to AEW soon. I don't think it's gonna be tomorrow, but I don't know who's gonna be up next for Luchasaurus, but we shall see. We both have Luchasaurus here. Next up, we have this one's gonna be a hell of a fight. Powerhouse Hobbs going against Miro. Currently, Vegas has Miro as the minus 300 favorite, with Hobbs being the plus 200. Initially, there was a contract signing at All In during 0 hour, but this is Hoss Warfare regardless here. Big
meaty men slapping meat.
Man, I hope they have a physical. I mean, I just hope they beat the shit out of you, and they probably will. Me and D had a conversation prior to us getting onto this prediction show as far as who needed to win more. And D, what was your answer, D?
They both need it. Neither one of them needs it more because they literally both need. Neither one of them can afford a loss, and they both need a win. They're both barely on TV. One is just coming back. They're both supposed to be getting pushes. Well, from what we've seen, they both need to win here.
Yeah, I don't get why they stripped the belt off of Hobbs when Wardlow beat him. I thought that was stupid. They should have continued that run. We should have the TNT title on the line here. But, I mean, my pick is Miro here, but I agree, man. I think Hobbs probably needs to win more. I can see some shenanigans where Hobbs could win via, like, QT Marshall and his guys, his goons, interfering in his match, but I'm going to stick with Miro at the moment. Who you got in this one?
I went for a draw.
You're picking a draw.
I am.
I think it's our first draw of the night as far as a prediction. We don't have... so D is thinking this is a draw. And honestly, I think...
Because neither one of them needs to take this loss. Like, in all honesty, neither one of them needs to take a loss here. I mean, like I said, I guess this is me going with my heart because I love both wrestlers. But neither one of these men needs to take a loss in this situation here. Giving them a loss is very short-sighted. This match is short-sighted, but neither one of them really needs to lose.
I mean,
So I'm going with the draw. Hopefully it's a double count out. They beat the shit out of each other to the point where they just no pay attention, or time limit draw or double disqualification. But I don't think that this should be a winner or a loser.
yeah, I mean, they do have to
And
find a
miss
way to
me with
protect
the
both men, and we'll see what they
yeah,
can
and
do.
that's what I don't want. Don't give me that. Oh, protect Hobbs in a loss. No, fuck you. Just don't have them lose.
I guess we'll see. All right, so I got Miro. D's going with a draw. I'm curious to see what they do because I could definitely see that. But moving on, next match we have is the TBS champion Chris Stanlander going against Ruby Soso. Chris Stanlander is currently a minus 1,000 favorite. Ruby's being a plus 500 dog. I mean, this was randomly added to the card, and it feels like they just threw this in there for the lack of women matches. Statlander has cooled off considerably since beating Jade at Double or Nothing. They haven't done shit with her. I mean, we need Jade back as soon as possible. I'll give you credit for saying that because I agree with you. Jade kind of had a unique aura to her, and she kind of pretty much stabilized the TBS Championship as a respectable belt. And this belt, I completely forgot about this belt, man. So I guess I'll go with Chris Statlander here. I really doesn't matter who wins here. Who you got here?
I picked Ruby only because it would help in the Outcast storyline. They're not doing anything with Statlander. I mean, Statlander's probably going to win, and I wouldn't mind if she won. I think that I love her as a wrestler, but I just think that at some point, with Ruby Soho, should have get off the pot. You know what I'm saying? Like you've had her lose in both the Owen Cups. You had her lose the world title when she was going against Britt and all of them. So I just think that it's time for her to do something. Either if you're not going to do anything with her, then why do you have her?
Very true. I mean, but I mean, I don't know where they go from this point. I mean, let's just say either women wins. Like, where do they go from there?
With either one of them, I have no idea.
Yeah, this is kind of stupid in my opinion. But
where do you go with Chris Statlander if she wins?
Fuck. Hopefully. I mean, I was gonna say Mercedes, but I think she's going for the regular AEW Women's title. With Saraya, so you can't do that. I don't know. We'll see what's up. But okay. Any last thoughts on this match?
That there's a bunch of women that she should be fighting, and she hasn't fought any of them. Hell, 6 of them are in the 0 hour.
Yeah. I
mean, she should be defending her title. The women are just getting shortchanged.
Oh, yeah, the booking has been pretty poor. I didn't notice it at first, but it's been pretty bad. Like, it just kind of shows you where Tony Khan stands with the women's division. But anyway, I guess
that's kind of why I like Impact, if I'm being honest.
Next up, we have the ROH World TV Champion Samoa Joe going against Shane Taylor. Joe was a minus 1,000 favorite. Now he's a minus 2,000 favorite, with Shane Taylor being previously a plus 500 dog, now a plus 700. Odds doubled up. They strongly lean towards Samoa Joe winning this match. I mean, this feels like a Rampage match thrown into it at All Out. And I was actually surprised when it was announced initially. I didn't even know about the ROH tournament thing. I mean, until they announced it on TV, and I was like, what? Like... not much of build here. I get it that they're trying to push ROH, but to the casuals, this really isn't going to appeal to people. But I mean, I picked Joe here. Who you got?
I'm picking Shane Taylor again. Heart pick. I want Shane Taylor to win. As much as I love Joe. He's in my top 3. I want Shane Taylor to win. It's time for them to do something with him. He's an ROH original, not original, but when they closed down, he was big in ROH before Tony bought it. So I just think that it's just time to do something with Shane Taylor. It's time to do something with all the ROH guys. Mm-hmm. He says he's booking it and he's doing something, but are they doing nothing with ROH except for the ROH titles? And they're on
AEW.
Yeah, they're basically no. I mean, they're on. They have more. They're bigger than that feud or that storyline than the world title is. We're better than you, baby.
Oh, the Architect, yeah. I mean...
Yeah. Claudio hasn't defended his in forever. We haven't had a pay-per-view in God knows how long.
I mean, we're gonna have an ROH pay-per-view pretty soon, no?
Don't know. He didn't say anything about it.
Oh God, I mean,
And
like,
this match really should be on a Death Before Dishonor or a Super Card of Honor or something like that.
I agree. Like, I was actually surprised that they put this on all. Like, you're gonna charge people to watch this match. Like, I mean, to be fair, like initially when I saw this match, I'm thinking, why Shane Taylor? Like, why they put him in here? And then I saw about the tournament, like that he won that tournament and gave him the chance to challenge for the ROH World TV Championship. When I saw that, I figured, okay, he's probably going to beat Samoa Joe, and Joe probably wants a vacation after pulling up with all that CM Punk bullshit. But no, when Vegas does that, when they swing the odds in that high of a favor, then someone knows something, and that tells me that Joe is probably winning. But I will
No,
go with Joe.
probably. I want Shane Taylor. Like I said, this isn't me thinking like logically or what I think is going to happen. This is what I want to happen. I want Shane Taylor to win.
All right, we'll go split here, and we'll move on. Next match on the card, we have the New Japan Strong Openweight Champion Eddie Kingston and the ROH Pure Champion Katsuyori Shibata going against the ROH World Champion Claudio Castagnoli and Wheeler Yuta. Team Eddie Kingston is plus 250, and the BCC are minus 400 odd favorites here. It's another random match that was added to the card, but I love Shibata, and someone intrigued to see this matchup. I do recall Shibata doing a run-in to save Eddie Kingston on the last ROH pay-per-view with Claudio and Eddie. I don't know if you remember that.
I don't.
But I feel like...
Oh, wait. Yes, I do. Yes, I do remember it. Yes.
I think that was just a random callback, but it does feel like Shibata is going to take the win, in my opinion. I'm taking the Blackpool Combat Club here. Who you got, man?
I went with Eddie Kingston and Shibata, mainly because, I don't know. I don't really care about this match.
I mean, I love Shibata. I love Eddie Kingston, too.
I mean, I do, too, but I wasn't... How can I say? Eddie Kingston and Claudio already fought, and if they're going to fight, it should be for the title. Shibata has already beaten Willie Uter, and I believe it was for the pure title. So... what are we doing? Why is it now a tag team match? I don't care.
I think it's just the callback. They're trying to add into the card, like put as many stars as possible, I imagine.
But that doesn't help me. That doesn't help my enthusiasm for the card.
Yeah, but still, I kind of want to see Shibata. I'm a fan of Shibata. I'm just happy that he's healthy and he's able to wrestle now. And I'm just happy that he's out there alive. Because, in wrestling, Lord knows someone can be taken away at any time.
Yep.
Any other thoughts on this match before we move on?
Nope.
All right, moving on. Up next, we have, we have the AEW World Tag Team Champions FTR, featuring Cash, Strap Wheeler, the Young Bucks going against Bullet Club Gold. Bullet Club Golds are actually minus 200 favorites, with FTR and the Bucks being plus 150 dogs, which is interesting. I just hope they have a good match here, and the people to benefit from this match, to me, are likely the Guns, regardless of the outcome.
Yes.
Bullet Club Gold needs momentum to challenge for as far as the tag team titles. I went with Bullet Club Gold here, man. Who you got?
Yeah, me too. I went with the BCG. I like them, so I want them to win. I do like Young Bucks and FTR, but I'm a Switchblade Jay White fan. And like I told you the other day, I really like the Guns. I know people don't, but I like the Guns. I think they're very funny. I still love their intro. And Juice Robinson is hilarious.
Yeah, they're kind of a goofy bunch with Juice kind of running that little fucking faction. But, as far as him being the leader or kind of leading the Guns there. But Jay White obviously is the leader of the Bullet Club Gold.
It's time to put the strap on Jay White. It's time to give him some kind of title in a run. Give him something.
With CM Punk gone, for sure, Juice and Jay are likely going to be the ones that benefit the most on Collision, especially.
Give him that international title.
Yeah, you got to strap the rocket to Jay, man. They got to do something with him. But I could see him, like the international championship, maybe. Possibly the next challenger, whoever comes from.
All right, my question for you is, if Okada came to AEW, just hypothetical, probably will never happen.
Mm-hmm.
If they did the same thing to him that they're doing to Jay White, How would you feel about that?
As far as what goes, like elevate him
The way he's
or.
been booked, just overall since he's been there.
I mean, he's kind of lost in the shuffle right now. I don't think they would do it with Okada, but
Then why would you do Jay White like that when Jay White has beaten
I
Okada on
mean,
several occasions?
you can
He
make
was
this.
hot.
I mean, you can make the argument. Same thing with other guys on the roster like Keith Lee and Swerve and
But Keith
freaking.
Lee and Swerve didn't come into the company after recently being the champion of NJPW.
I guess. I mean, when Adam Cole came in, they didn't do much with him either. As far as now, he's in the main title picture, but
But Adam Cole got hurt. So did so did
yeah,
so did
I get what you're saying. They haven't done shit with
what's
Jay
the other
lately.
guy? Damn. Oh, what is it? Bobby Fish. He got hurt. And then Kyle O'Reilly got hurt. So they didn't do anything with that group. So we don't really know what would have come from that. Because they have remember he came in immediately and went with the elite when Daniel Bryan came in.
Okay.
Didn't he fight for a title or was supposed to fight for the title
I'm not
before he
sure.
got hurt?
I mean, who knows? Like the way Tony books lately is kind of whatever. But
Jay
okay,
White should get a push.
I guess I'll say this. Tony likes to do long-term booking, and I think he plans stuff out months in advance, and he doesn't want to stray away from that. And that's probably why they haven't done shit with Jay at the moment. That's the only logical explanation I can think of. But I'm pretty sure now he's probably going to be included in some title pictures in the near future. I mean, if he's not challenging at Full Gear for a title, I'll be surprised.
I'm over it. I want him to be a champion.
I mean, he's good. The guy's. I mean, Bullet Club Gold
He's
is
damn good.
Well,
And his promos are top notch.
So let me ask you this, because like as we said, we agree that both the Guns will likely benefit from this match, and we do believe Jay and Juice Robinson are going to benefit from CM Punk being gone. Do you think Bullet Club Gold will grow as a group?
I'm not sure. It seems like Tony likes a max of 4.
I could see them possibly maybe get another member or two. I'll put some street cred in there, man. Put fucking Swerve in that bitch. I don't know, man.
Nah,
Put some
Swerve
hood
is
in that
too
group,
big
brother.
for that group.
Oh, you think so?
Nah, Swerve is too big to because he's a leader. He's not a like Juice Robinson is a follower. The Guns are a follower. They're second fiddle. He gets nothing from being in that group.
I don't know, man. I would love to see Bullet Club go. I mean, I don't know. We'll see what happens, man. There's a lot of ways they can go from this match, but I think we all agree that as far as Bullet Club Gold should win this match, and Bullet Club Gold should benefit in the near future as far as them growing as a bit of a force in the near future, especially on Collision. But okay, well, I guess we'll both go with Bullet Club Gold. Next, unfortunately, we do have the AEW. We don't have the AEW Championship on the line, but instead, we have the ROH Tag Team Champions on the line with Better Than You Bebe going against the Dark Order's John Silver and Alex Reynolds. Man, initially when the odds came out, Adam Cole and MJF were minus 1,000 favorites. They grew to minus 5,000 favorites. Dark Order was previously plus 500, now plus 1,000 dogs. This was kind of a head scratcher of a match, but here we are. The match should be good, but this is not worth putting off your world champion off the card, especially for a tag match, man. Cole and MJF are over, but I don't know what the hell Tony Khan is thinking here, and especially now with the shit's going on. I'm going with MJF and Adam Cole. Like, bet the house, bet the car, bet everything on there, but who you got here, bro?
Same. But it's funny because this is what I've been saying for the longest. I've been saying this to you for the longest time.
Okay.
I'm just saying that I've been saying it.
I know, but there is a little intrigue. I mean, at this moment, you need your top star to step up here to the plate, especially when you don't see him Punk being gone. You need MJF. MJF is to me the main draw. He is the biggest draw for AEW. You gotta put him in the main picture.
Title's supposed to be?
That's exactly what it is, and I think he's likely gonna step up. It's time to step up to the plate now, man. You gotta.
It's not him. It's Tony.
I get that, but I guess what I'm trying to say is like I feel like this is gonna
Tony
speed
is
up.
fucking up his world championship.
This is probably gonna speed up. This is probably gonna speed up the breakup. I think. I think by September, by probably October, I think they're gonna break up. And it's likely due to Roderick Strong. Shout out to Roderick Strong, man. I love this dude. This guy is so good. Him and the Kingdom, like, they are getting. I'm glad they're getting mic time, because Mike Bennett and also what's his name, the other one,
At Taven.
Matt Taven, like they're good workers. I know Matt Taven was a former ROH champion, and Mike Bennett was actually. I was surprised he was that good on the mic because man, he believable as far as heel in there. But I just love Rodney Strong, especially when he said, like, oh, now Adam Cole cares about me. Like especially when he challenged MJF. Like when I kind of laughed when I thought I heard him say, I don't need a neck to beat MJF. I'm like, what? But I mean, I'm curious to see where they go with this Rodney Strong thing. Like justice, there's hashtags for justice for Roddy going on now on Twitter, which I think is fucking hilarious. But yeah, ultimately, I think this is going to speed up the process as far as the breakup. But we shall see where it goes. Any other thoughts on MGF or Adam Cole or anything else?
No, I like the story, but I like the championship being important even more.
I think it probably will be a focal point pretty soon, but we shall see. All right, moving on to what should be a banger of a match that we have next. We have Kenny Omega going against Kazuchika Takeshita in a singles match with Don Callis on the side. Omega's a minus 500 favorite here, with Takeshita being a plus 300 dog. I mean, Omega was supposed to be on Dynamite this past Wednesday, but was not able to make it. I don't know what it was. It was sick or travel issues. However, give credit to Don Callis for coaching Takeshita on that little segment on Omega's injuries and getting him to cut. Also having Takeshita cut a promo in Japanese, which makes him more believable as a heel. And I love Takeshita. He's a pure talent. Guys, I'm glad he's getting as far as a bit of a spotlight here, especially with as far as Omega, a caliber of his style. But Callis doing that little promo with his injuries and what moves he used, where he pretty much said Takeshita is the perfect guy to take out Omega with all of the injuries that he's pretty much accumulated over the years. Simple yet effective. But Omega needs a win more to put him back on track on a singles run. My pick is Kenny Omega. Who you got, D?
Yeah, I got Kenny Omega. I figured that this was what was going to happen at All In, and like I said, Takeshita was going to get the win to set up this match, so Omega can finish off the feud. And here we are.
I guess that's it after this, right? I mean, Omega should win, and does he move on from the Don Callis feud?
I don't know, but I know that this match should take a shitter on the rest of this card.
All right, well, so we both got Omega, but moving on to the next match, we did have a surprise return from the American Dragon, who was cleared to compete at All Out in a strap match to come back to. So we have Ricky Starks going against Bryan Danielson. No odds here currently. I mean, this match was just announced a couple hours ago after Collision was done. I think it was at the early part of Collision.
Yeah.
I think Ricky Starks is going to win this one. I think he needs more of the win. This doesn't hurt Bryan Danielson. Bryan Danielson prefers to put over guys before he puts himself over. So I believe Ricky Starks needs to come up here. He was supposed to feud with CM Punk originally, but I still think Ricky Starks would have won that match as well. But who you got, D?
I got Ricky Starks, and I do not think he was beating CM Punk.
You don't think so?
No.
I mean, I think they could have done some sort of way to protect Punk where it was not a clean win. It would have been, some sort of shenanigan.
Nah, especially if that title was on the line. No way, buddy.
Oh, the AEW World Championship? Whatever.
Yeah, Real World Championship, whatever the fuck he called that shit. Yeah, no way, buddy.
I mean, I'm just happy Bryan Danielson is back. I thought he was going to take a little bit longer. I heard he may have came back by Wrestle Dream, but he's here. I mean, he's nice to have on the card, but I hope he's okay and he's not rushing coming back. But
I'd rather see him over Punk.
I mean, true. I love this version of. I did not like Daniel Bryan in WWE. I didn't care for him. I thought he was overrated.
What?
This No, this Bryan Danielson it's the same thing with Moxley. Like I didn't like Dean Ambrose, but I love John Moxley. So it's just he's more real. He just feels more authentic, and I feel like he's more of an aggressive prick, and they're utilizing him correctly as far as his wrestling. His wrestling is
How do you
carrying
not
better in
like
AEW.
him in
I just didn't like him.
WWE?
I didn't like Bryan Danielson.
When he had the hemp belt? What? When he was a bad guy?
Okay, no. Okay, that's
Man,
different. What in
he was
the
fucking
yes
funny.
movement, Daniel Bryan, I did not like.
Man, so you didn't like when he with the whole Wyatt family thing either?
I thought
Because that was dope.
That was actually good.
But he went to the top of the cage. I have never heard a chant like that. Yes, chant. That literally gave me chills when he turned on the Wyatt family and he grew his hair out and was wearing the overalls.
Yeah, I do
Yeah,
remember
I can get some of the parts where you didn't like him, like with the whole Royal Rumble part. I can get that, but the other parts, I could dig it.
well, I'm just happy to see him because I was enjoying him more as a heel as opposed to babyface. But I think he's a better heel than a babyface.
I like seeing Daniel Bryan on my screen. He's just a great wrestler.
I just like Bryan Danielson. I like the American Dragon. I like this version of him as opposed to the WWE version because they're softer with their wrestling over there. Anyway, anything else on this one before we move on to the main event?
Nah.
All right, main event time in what should be the match of the night. I feel like I've seen this before, man. But everything as far as what happened with Punk, pretty much with Khan turning to Moxley. Moxley was there to pick up the pieces for Tony, and examples of that were like Moxley and Tanahashi when Punk hurt his ankle, Mox and Danielson after Brawl Out when he had to wrestle at the what was it in New York, the one that's coming up,
the Grand Slam.
Yeah, the Grand Slam, and then Moxley and now Orange Cassidy after Punk got fired. This is the official main event. I don't want to take anything away from this match as far as what the international title is, the main belt being defended on the main event as opposed to the AEW World Championship. But I can see why they put this as a main event. I mean, the one that deserves as far as it being in the main event is largely due to Orange Cassidy. Orange Cassidy is he was a plus 225 dog. Now he's a plus 150 dog versus Moxley, who was a minus 340 favorite to now a minus 200 favorite. Man, I am looking forward to this one. I mean, the phenomenal run that Orange Cassidy has had from being the king of Sloth Style to arguably having the best run as a fighting champion to the respectable title, only rivaled by Gunther. Orange Cassidy admitted as far as on Wednesday Dynamite, he was banged up and that his backpack with the belt inside has gone heavier. But he did proclaim he'll always be the international champion, which means he's losing. My pick is Moxley. Who you got?
Another one that I want, as much as I love Mox, I want OC. I love what he's doing with the title, and I'm really hoping that somebody like Jay White is the one that just takes it off of him.
I mean, I could see that too. I mean, I feel like you said something earlier that we didn't before we started recording, where you think that Cassidy needs this win, especially over someone of caliber of John Moxley. And I didn't think about that. I feel like that would definitely solidify Orange Cassidy as far as if he loses, you possibly could put it back in the main picture as far as AEW.
It's not so much about Orange Cassidy. It's about the title. This title needs is a signature win. It's all right. If Mox had the championship and Cassidy beat him, it's not a signature win. Cassidy being the underdog going against somebody like Moxley, who's the champion, who, as you said, is AEW basically. Mm-hmm. He always steps up when you need him. He's basically the face of AEW. He's a locker room leader. He's a tough guy. He's been around the world. He's won championships everywhere. Him getting beat for this title in a great match is a signature match for that title. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And I think that's more so what it is, because Orange Cassidy has already been up there. He's been pushed. now when you think of him, you don't just think of him as pockets or putting his hands in his pockets and stuff like that. You're gonna equate him as being one of the best international champions, one of the best champions, and having one of the best title reigns, period, of any company.
Mm-hmm.
But the title itself, a win over Moxley in a good match, gives the title its signature win. You know, you get what I'm saying?
No, I understand now what you meant. I mean, yeah, I think as far as the match itself, I don't think Cassidy's going to do much of the goofiness as far as the being lazy, or I mean, he may do a couple of those like as far as lazy kicks, but I think he's been keeping that to a minimum lately. His selling has been fantastic, especially that match with Penta. They had like those back-to-back like Canadian destroyers, and Cassidy was selling the shit out of his neck, man. The dude deserves.
But he does that stuff now when it makes sense.
Yes, now his body's breaking down. I mean, this cat. Moxley did say earlier, as far as on Dynamite, that everyone has a catchphrase, everyone has a belt, this and that. And Cassidy said he's the international champion. He doesn't have a catchphrase. Just really good attention to detail type things that they're doing. And this match, man, this for sure was enough to me. I know Alvarez said this too as well, that this match alone was enough to buy the pay-per-view, and I agree with him. I think this is the match I'm looking forward to the most. And you can make a case as far as for both men who should win. I mean, I would love to see Orange Cassidy win, but I just think the injuries, them talking about being the champion for a long time, just kind of spells disaster for him. And I think Moxley's the guy to beat him, but we'll see. But me and Dee are split on this match. We're also split on a lot of the matches here. Any other thoughts on this main event?
You need to stop thinking with your head and think with your heart.
That worked for you the last time, man.
What you need to... No, it didn't. But hell, I'm just going.
No.
I just want people to win. I'm tired of looking at these pay-per-views that are thrown together, trying to make sense of them. You know, a lot of these matches just seem like they're thrown on the pay-per-view.
Mm-hmm.
So since you want to just throw out stuff on the pay-per-view, I'll just throw out predictions that I want. Fuck it.
I mean, you're going a contrarian route, that's for sure. I mean, we're kind of split on most. I'm leaning towards more of the dogs, but I'm sorry, the favorites. So you're kind of going more with the dogs, which is respectable, man. You never that could work for you on this card because on the last,
ain't no money on it.
I mean, we kind of got creamed a little bit on All In, so don't blame me for going this route, to be honest. So you could be right. You could probably wipe the floor with me on some of these picks in here, but we shall see. I mean, overall, my thoughts on the card, it's kind of mid. I'm not gonna lie. I thought it was gonna be better than All In. All Out is not essentially that great. I mean, there's a couple of matches that stand out, other than the Orange Cassidy and Moxley, Bryan Danielson, Ricky Starks, and Omega and Takeshita. You could maybe say FTR, Young Bucks, Bullet Club, Gold. These matches are whatever. Oh, yeah, I'm better than you, baby, of course, but no one believes they're gonna lose. It's kind of whatever. Not the best. This is their WrestleMania, and this is the best they could have done. I mean, granted, there was some as far as people being sick, CM Punk getting fired, but you have better people on that roster you could have put on this card. But it's a shame, man. But yeah, I mean, what are your expectations on this card?
I expect some good matches. It's kind of like what was it, Double or Nothing?
Yeah,
I'm expecting good matches, but it's not a good build to me for the most part.
I think my recommendation for everyone who's going to watch is keep your expectations low. You may end up enjoying this match. The one thing AEW is good for as far as good quality matches, and just kind of sit back and relax and just watch these guys tell a story in the ring. That's probably the best way I'd recommend as far as watching this overall. I assume things will get better with AEW now. They're kind of going post-punk here, but I will show the Excel spreadsheet that Dee was kind enough to show here for the predictions. I'll have this on screen right now at the moment, but yeah, that's pretty much it for this. I mean, the next thing we have coming up, we will try to recap Payback and also the All Out matches on the recaps, but we will try to return soon and try to have that sometime during the week of the NFL coming up, so keep an eye out for that. But any last words, Z?
Nah, just enjoy the pay-per-view for what it is.
I agree. But thanks everyone for listening. For D, I am Ray. We'll be back later. See you one.
Peace.